Hello and welcome to the greatest show of the week. That is right, welcome already to ECW. It's pointless listening to the usual introduction because we all know we are too hyped to sit through that. It is time here for ECW. We are, well, practically a week away considering how inconsistent I've been recently from the ECW pay-per-view, the next ECW pay-per-view, which will be Anarchy Rules, coming to you in a little over a week from now, with the main event, of course, will involve that man on the right there vying for the ECW Championship. That's right, if you paid attention to last week's ECW, you would know that Roderick Strong became the #1 contender for Seth Rollins' ECW Championship and will fight for the right to try and win that title a few, just over a week from now. But tonight, Roderick Strong's got to go through the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. We'll see if he can pull that off. It's going to be one hell of a match, that's for sure, between those two competitors. One that I think I'm going to be very excited to see, and one that should, well, have a great amount of action within it. But then we go on to our main event. We go on to seeing for the first time since SummerSlam, Seth Rollins in one-on-one action. I know, I can hardly contain myself either. Rollins will go one-on-one with the man who's been kind of running his mouth a little bit recently, claiming things, believing that he deserves better, believing that he's going to be the king of ECW. Well, tonight, Neville gets to prove that by taking on the architect of ECW, and right now, the king of ECW, the man who sits atop the throne with his belt on his shoulder, and we'll see if he'll be able to hold that coming out of Anarchy Rules as well. Neville, if he could win here tonight, what a victory it would be for the king of the cruiserweights. But we'll start things off tonight with Shawn Michaels and Roderick Strong. Alright, let's get this one underway. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, with a great opportunity here tonight. He was not in that little mini tournament to determine the #1 contender, but if he picks up the win here tonight, he could well find himself getting a future opportunity, for all we know, or maybe even being added to that ECW Championship match at Anarchy Rules. At the end of the day, I am the general manager. I decide what goes on around here, and if Michaels is able to put in an impressive enough victory over Roddy Strong here tonight, maybe I'll let it slide. But it is not the only potential title opportunity that Shawn Michaels is getting himself in the running for. Later on tonight, his tag team partner AJ Styles will be competing in a #1 contendership match for the ECW tag team titles. There has been a lot of work getting done over this last week. It's been a busy week here for myself, the hard-working ECW general manager, the man bringing you the greatest show of the week every week, and you know that's the truth. I can confirm for you some matches going on at Anarchy Rules. Of course, we have the main event, Seth Rollins against Roderick Strong. What else I can confirm for you is that we are going to be seeing a new ECW signee making his debut at Anarchy Rules, so be sure to keep your eye out for that one. That'll be an interesting matchup. We've also got the return of a top ECW superstar. Be sure to keep your eyes out for that one as well. That man is ready to make his spectacular return to this universe. And then on top of that, we got the 4 title matches almost in the works. We'll have the ECW Tag Team titles decided tonight, the Cruiserweight Championship. I've still got to discuss a little bit more with Neville to get a fully fledged final opinion on it all. However, for the ECW Television Championship, I can confirm, as a result of what transpired last week, I will 100% let you know that at Anarchy Rules, Aleister Black will defend his ECW Television Championship against Dean Ambrose and Tetsuya Naito in a triple threat match. Tetsuya Naito's victory last week was too strong over Dean Ambrose to ignore, and as a result of that, Ambrose will go in a triple threat in his attempt to win back that television championship from the champion, Aleister Black. That should be a very interesting one to say the least, and I'm looking forward to it. But here we go. Let's get this one underway here between Roderick Strong and Shawn Michaels. Roddy Strong, of course, if you did not see last week's show, then I'm incredibly disappointed in you, and you should go back and watch it. Roddy Strong defeated Samoa Joe in last week's main event to become the #1 contender for the ECW Championship. It was an incredible moment for Roderick Strong, and the moment could get even better for him after Anarchy Rules if he was to somehow find a way to hold that ECW Championship. However, Seth Rollins was, of course, quick to let it, before the match even started, he was quick to let the winner know that regardless of who wins, they've got to go toe-to-toe with the greatest wrestler in the world. Because that is what Neville's got to do here tonight, and Roddy Strong doesn't have that much longer to prepare for it either. He's going to be in for a very, very busy time. If you want to talk about busy times, then, well, ECW's always got a busy time going for it. Then we've got another busy card coming up for you here tonight. Coming up next for Cruiserweight match, we're talking about the Cruiserweight Championship being undecided. This match may help to decide it. We'll have Zack Sabre Jr. going one-on-one with former Cruiserweight Champion Akira Tozawa. Both men looking maybe for that next one-on-one opportunity against Neville. We'll see if either of them can guarantee that chance. And coming up after that will be the number one contenders match for the ECW Tag Team titles. Fatal four-way rules will apply. First person to get a pinfall will make their team the number one contender. We have in that one Dean Malenko, AJ Styles, Johnny Gargano, and someone I've managed to forget. Oh, Chris Jericho. There we go. Those four men all hoping for the opportunity to become the number one contender for those ECW Tag Team titles. Of course, at the end, DIY came close about 2 weeks ago to winning those titles. Just fell short of the final hurdle. They may want another opportunity at it. But of course, there is a huge element. Oh God, I'm yawning. There's a huge element to all of that. Is that once they get past this fatal four-way, once they are able to become the number one contenders, they then have to go one-on-one with Braun Strowman. Not one-on-one, but they have to go in a tag team matchup with Braun Strowman in it, which is dangerous enough as it is. Speaking of the Wyatt family and speaking of the ECW Tag Team Champions, then after that, one half of the ECW Tag Team Champions, Bray Wyatt, will be in action. This time I am forcing Bray Wyatt to compete in the ring. As we saw last week, he was scheduled to face Rich Swann, and Braun Strowman came out and went to work on the poor guy. But here tonight, I'm forcing Bray Wyatt to compete one-on-one against one-third of the ECW Television Championship match at Anarchy Rules, that being Tetsuya Naito. One that I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, the main event, as we discussed, Neville against Seth Rollins. That should be a real interesting matchup, but as for right now, we focus back on this one. Kicking things off, of course, with a great matchup as well. Shawn Michaels holding his own right now against Roderick Strong. I think needs to do something really impressive, because I think on a lot of people's radars, he is heading in as a definite underdog, and certainly doesn't look like he may have what it takes to walk out of Anarchy Rules with that ECW Championship around his waist. Bigger shocks have happened in the universe, but I don't know, Roddy has just got a lot of work to do if he wants that shock to pull off. Roddy, though, Tiger Bomb onto Shawn Michaels here, getting off to an emphatic start against the Heartbreak Kid. Roddy Strong picked up a fairly quick win over Samoa Joe last week, and he's going to look to do the same here against Michaels. End of Heartache. The suplex backbreaker to Michaels. Could it be the move that secures Roderick Strong a quick win over Shawn Michaels with 1, 2, and he was close. Roddy Strong just moments away there from being able to boast about a win over the Heartbreak Kid, but he's still got some work left to do here. Michaels, though, with all the work already done on his back, does he have anything in him to continue fighting on? I don't know. We are yet to see. There's a backbreaker of his own by Shawn Michaels. Let's see what he'll do here. Michaels going to go to the top rope. Oh, there's an elbow drop. Shawn Michaels with his signature elbow drop from the top rope there. Roddy Strong could well be in trouble here. Michaels in the corner, going to look to tune up the band here. Roddy Strong could well be in huge trouble on the road to Anarchy Rules. Sweet chin music is countered by Roddy. Ducked out of it at the last moment, and now Shawn Michaels finds himself in even greater trouble here. Double knee gutbuster and the running drop kick. Nowhere there for Roddy to go, and we know what's coming again. Prep up for it once more. A second end of Heartache. Look at the way that Michaels just bounces around after those double knees collide. Enough to send anyone down and out for good. Roddy drags him to the middle of the ring to make sure he can't get to the ropes, and with 1, 2... Oh, Michaels still able to kick out. How much more does Shawn Michaels have to give in this one? Of course, thing is for Michaels to remember is even if he's able to secure the win here, sorry, not if he's, but no, the longer he goes on fighting here, the more, if AJ Styles is able to get the win later on tonight, then what if his AJ Styles is, you know, he's got to do most of the work in the Anarchy Rules tag match. We know that Michaels' back isn't always in the best of shape. So it could be a crucial error made by Michaels here, continuing to fight on, more so for pride than anything else right now. But here goes Shawn Michaels, kips up, atomic drop by Michaels, and he nails the slam. Will Michaels go right up to the top rope here? No, he won't. He will dodge the top rope. Michaels countered there expertly by Roddy Strong. Northern Light suplex. Ref in the count. Will Roddy put him away with it? Oh, he will. Expert counter by Roddy Strong. And it's moves like that, it's wrestling holds like that as well that make Roddy Strong so dangerous in the ring. And one that certainly he was able to capitalize on. But here is the man he's going to be fighting in Anarchy Rules. Here is the champion letting him know what he's getting himself into. We'll ignore the referee disappearing out of thin air. But Seth Rollins with the Avara Kedavra to Roddy. That's a super kick that landed. Seth Rollins just reminding Roddy who he's getting himself involved with. The greatest wrestler in the world today. Curb stomp by Rollins. This may not be the only time we see Seth Rollins here tonight, but just in case you forgot, Roddy Strong, this is the man that you have to try and take the title away from. A man who stands for the honor and the value of ECW, and a man who waves and flies that flag high and flies it with honor. Roddy, you may be a great competitor, you may be a tremendous competitor, but you are not Seth Rollins, and you do not have the love and loyalty to ECW that Seth Rollins holds. Best of luck at Anarchy Rules. Lord knows you need it, but Seth Rollins will make sure that nothing will come of it. So with that being said, with a hectic opening to this show, let's move on to our next contest, Cruiserweight match between Akira Tozawa and Zack Sabre Jr. My oh my. I love it when I do enjoy watching when Seth Rollins reminds his competitors, reminds those who think they can stand up to him just where they belong on the ECW totem pole. Need I remind you, it was Seth Rollins who saved ECW at SummerSlam, removed the cancer that could have harmed this brand for good. And yet people still want to try and step up and fight this man. I mean, the more the merrier, I guess. It just goes to prove how Seth Rollins is well and truly the greatest superstar alive today. But now we move our attention away from Seth Rollins, as hard as it is to do that, and on to the Cruiserweight division, and potentially one of the men who could become the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. walking towards the ring right now. Always impressed, but never done enough to secure that #1 contendership for the title. That could all change, of course, here tonight if Zack Sabre Jr. is able to pick up the win over the former Cruiserweight champion, Akira Tozawa. Tozawa's reign was somewhat spoiled by the arrival to ECW of the Authors of Pain, who haven't done the greatest job since showing up to this brand. I mean, you know, the last time we saw them, they were competing for the ECW tag team titles. They came close, and then that was kind of it. They kind of fizzled out, and I don't really know where they are. Truth be told, I haven't heard off of them in a while, but maybe they, I don't know, actually I don't want to guess. I don't know where the Authors of Pain get up to, but anyway, we'll be moving on from that now and on back towards Tozawa. Tozawa, of course, went on to lose his Cruiserweight Championship to Suicide, and unfortunately, Suicide, sorry, not unfortunately, unfortunately for Tozawa, he would be out for some time and never get his opportunity, never get another one-on-one opportunity at that Cruiserweight Championship, to the best of my knowledge. I don't think he did. But, of course, with the new Cruiserweight Champion, Neville, I say new, he's held it for about 2 months now, but still. Yeah, with the title, of course, changing hands, and with Suicide only being seen in that ladder match, and it doesn't seem as if he's wanted to make his intentions felt around here. Opens up the opportunity for these two incredible wrestlers to get the next opportunity for that title. We know what Tozawa is capable of, and we know what Zack Sabre Jr. is capable of as well. Two men here kind of got the hard-hitting styles of both of them, and the very technical aspects as well. But whereas Tozawa will rely on his pound-for-pound incredible strength, Zack Sabre Jr. relies on his submission tenacity and his ability to contort an arm or anything like that in order to secure victory. Zack Sabre Jr., of course, well known for his cross-arm breaker, and we'll see if he'll bring that out here tonight to secure the victory over Tozawa. What a brainbuster there early on by Sabre Jr. as he jumps into the cover here. Here goes Tozawa right now, going up to work, and oh, wheelbarrow German suplex. And even though this match is on the ground right now, where it usually should assist Zack Sabre Jr., it is Tozawa in control right now. Tozawa having his way with Sabre Jr., but that's quickly countered. And it's a good thing that Sabre Jr. was able to counter it as well. Got a bit of work to do if he wants to try and secure the victory in this matchup. Oh! Butterfly DDT there. Zack Sabre Jr. doing an awful lot of work on the head right now of Tozawa. There's a counter though by Tozawa once more. We've seen one German suplex, where we see another from Tozawa. Almost we're about to see a back suplex, but Zack Sabre Jr. pulled the plug on that one. He's going to drop down a nice neck breaker there. You can see Sabre Jr. and his tendency to go to the top rope just not there. Then he went up to the second rope there before delivering a, to be fair, very nice senton. And there's the work on the arm now being done. Nice work there by Sabre Jr. Now he's finally honing on the arm of Tozawa, and this takes an awful lot away from Akira Tozawa. Of course, the ability to hit some of his German suplexes will be taken away from him. Oh, it didn't take away his ability to strike Sabre Jr. square on the money with that discus forearm there. And it made to do with Tozawa. He's gone after the arm a couple of times in this matchup now in an attempt to try and maybe take the strength factor away from Sabre Jr. in that aspect. And that is very smart. That is very well thought through by Akira Tozawa. Tozawa going to fly there. Nice moonsault. Very nicely done there by Tozawa. And I think Tozawa, to be fair, has had the lion's share of offense in this one over Zack Sabre Jr. Sabre Jr. able to finally pull out a way there. Great forearm shot, Northern Light suplex. It just ended one match. Could it end another here on Tozawa? There's the cover. There's the 2 count. Let's see what Tozawa will do now to try and put away Tozawa. What Sabre Jr. will do to try and put away Tozawa. He's in the driver's seat right now, I believe. I think he's turned this match around very quickly here into his favor. And from the top rope here, Sabre Jr. and Tozawa up there. Superplex! And down they go. Into the cover here goes Zack Sabre Jr. once more, and Tozawa just about kicks out. Man, Tozawa really needs something quickly, because I think Zack Sabre Jr. is just starting to toy around with him now. He knows he can finish this match. It's just a matter of when does Sabre Jr. want to go for it, but that could be his crucial error, and one that could open itself up for Akira Tozawa here. Good forearm shots. Tozawa, Michinoku driver. Now what does Tozawa go for? He's going for something, a bit of a mistake here. He's on Zack Sabre Jr. right now. He's got an opportunity to finish this match off, and he's decided to taunt away. Have a forearm shot there though by Tozawa. Sabre Jr. having none of whatever Tozawa wanted. It's going to be another Northern Light suplex for his troubles. Tozawa could well be in trouble, and he is. Cross-arm breaker. Cross-arm breaker by Zack Sabre Jr. here. Tozawa kicking around, in trouble. but he's able to find his way out of it as well. Look at the strength of Tozawa being shown right there. Oh, gutbuster and a senton splash follow-up. What can Tozawa do here right now to turn this match around in his favor? Energetic cruiserweight matchup this has been. Oh, what a great dodge there by Sabre Jr. But he's unable to capitalize. Oh, nasty collision between the two, to be fair, right there. But the wear of this matchup showing its effect on Akira Tozawa now. It was a smart tactic by Zack Sabre Jr. wearing on the leg there of Tozawa, and oh, does so again with a nasty kick. Does Sabre Jr. now, can he afford to go back to the arms and wear them down for that cross arm breaker submission? I think Sabre Jr. could well afford to do just that, but we'll see. In the corner now with Akira Tozawa, and this is a perfect tactic. Cross arm breaker using the ropes as leverage. Referee wasn't going to try and stop him there, so Sabre Jr. will use that to his total advantage. German suplex though, Bridges after it. Is this all she wrote for Tozawa? It is not. Fair play to Akira Tozawa, he will not give in until the very end. In the corner now, oh, what a flying bum tackle there. This has been one of the most back and forth cruiserweight matches I think we've seen in some time, to be fair. Really up to put that division on the map and prove that it is not one that should be just overlooked. Not one that is just dominated by Neville. Here goes Sabre Jr. now. Oh, what a Pele kick that was by Zack Sabre Jr. to boot. Nailed it right on the money. And oh, what a backbreaker that one was by Sabre Jr. He is in the driver's seat of this matchup right now. Fair play to him. Tozawa is in total trouble. What a kick in the back. Caught him flush, and here we go into another cross arm breaker. Truly rolled through with that one there. That was a beautiful roll through. Tozawa tried to escape, nowhere to go, and Akira Tozawa may well be forced to submit. He does. Tozawa taps, and there is your winner. Zack Sabre Jr. picks up a big win in a really entertaining cruiserweight matchup. Does that help Zack Sabre Jr. become the next #1 contender? I'll have to think about it. There is, of course, still one show in between now and then. But that was very, very well done by Zack Sabre Jr. I don't discredit Akira Tozawa's performance in that one. He came close on a number of occasions, but it was Sabre Jr. who lasted in there longer, knew what he was doing, executed his game plan perfectly. And he walks out with a well-earned victory. Congratulations to Zack Sabre Jr. there. Maybe it will enable him to become the next #1 contender. But like I said, I'll keep you posted on that one and decide when it's decision time, aka next week. Anyway, let's move on to our next contest. We're going to find out the #1 contender for the Eastern Area Tag Team Championship. Will it be Johnny Gargano of DIY, Dean Malenko and his tag team partner Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho and a member of the Four Horsemen, either Baron Corbin or Arn Anderson, or AJ Styles and his tag team partner Shawn Michaels? We'll find out. Fatal 4-way action up next. Here we go. #1 contendership time. As opposed to the cruiserweight matchup, we will undoubtedly find out the #1 contender for the tag team titles in just a moment from now. And you can feel San Diego is on the side of the phenomenal one, that's for sure, as AJ Styles makes his way towards the ring. And it's not been the best of luck for his tag team partner earlier on in the night, but to be fair, he's taking on a man who is looking to shock everyone and walk out of Anarchy Rules as the ECW champion. AJ Styles is going to look to try and secure a victory for his tag team partner to be able to make them the #1 contender. Styles and Michaels, since becoming a tag team, have had their ups and downs, but they are looking to make Anarchy Rules one hell of an up for them if they can capture those tag team titles and hand Braun Strowman his very first loss in this universe. We'll see in regards to whether or not that can be pulled off, but the matter of attention right now is the Fatal 4-Way, as AJ Styles seems ready to give the other 3 men in this matchup a run for their money. We all know that all 4 men in this matchup have a strong technical ability to them. They're all very well-versed technical wrestlers, and they're all well respected by the crowds as well, so it should be a very interesting one. We've kind of got the more veteran side of things by AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. Dean Malenko in his own right, a veteran in the business as well, to be fair. And then you've got the young blood, the kind of more Lionheart aspect of Johnny Gargano, a little bit more hunger to him, perhaps, to try and win this one. What you got to remember is for AJ Styles, if he wins these tag team titles, it's a Grand Slam championship for AJ Styles, and there are not that many in this universe who have done that. Not even Seth Rollins has achieved that feat. So that just goes to show how impressive it is. Chris Jericho would like a second ECW Tag Team title reign. Started off the year as ECW Tag Team champions, or would perhaps look to try and end the year as ECW Tag Team champions as well. Did it with Arn Anderson the first time round. May look to maybe do it with Baron Corbin this time round. Who knows? All we know is it is a strong time for the Horsemen to perhaps win another tag team title. Well, I mean, he's going to try and get through this matchup here tonight. He's going to try and secure the victory. And that is, of course, easier said than done when you look at the caliber of talent that he is sharing the ring with in this one. However, Chris Jericho is going to become the leader of the 4 Horsemen. You know the experience he brings. You know the credible factor he is. You know that no matter what match he's in, he's a danger. So maybe he can use that to his advantage to try and secure a victory here tonight. But here comes a man who, of course, came so close to capturing those ECW Tag Team titles 2 weeks ago, just inches away, really, from making a dream a reality. Gargano and Ciampa of DIY, they kind of proved how, even though you can really just give it your all and that extra little bit, Braun Strowman is just something else in that ring and makes it that bit more difficult to try and win those tag team titles. But Johnny Gargano would love to have another opportunity. Those titles, they fought so hard to get those titles. They fought so hard when they had the opportunity. And that is why they've impressed me enough here to give them another shot at it, to give them another chance to try and prove that they can do it this time around. They have what it takes to become the champions. We'll see about that. We've got 3 of the men made their way towards the ring. There is 1 left to make his entrance. Like AJ Styles, this man has kind of been teaming up with his tag team partner a little bit more recently, and they've also had their ups and downs. But they've been able to get their own band of success as well. Dean Malenko heads towards the ring, the former Cruiserweight champion. He's looking to close in on the first 12 months within this universe, and if he could do that by winning the ECW Tag Team titles, that would be, I think, a pretty nice accomplishment for the man of 1,000 holds. And I know his tag team partner Chris Benoit is going to be making sure that he can try and pull out the victory in this one. Kind of surprised me that they did put Malenko in this matchup and not Benoit. I would have thought that if Benoit was in this matchup, he could have been a strong favourite for this one, you know, up there with, I think, he would obviously be able to outclass Johnny Gargano with the weight advantage that he has. Maybe the same for Jericho. Don't really know. And I think it would be a strong fight to the finish between himself and Styles, but maybe we're all sleeping on Dean Malenko in this one. We don't know. We can only estimate. But here we go. We're underway for this fatal four-way, ready to get it started. You can see the look in these four men. You can see the expressionless nature of the Iceman. This one gets underway, and Dean Malenko, the bell rung, and he went right for AJ Styles for a second there, but it's going to be Malenko and Jericho, along with Gargano and Styles. And already on the outside here, we've got a cross arm breaker by Dean Malenko. Usual rules apply, falls count anyway. Just makes it a little bit easier to get the final decision to be made. However, we've seen in the past the referee can make quite a few mistakes when it comes to making those calls. Back in the ring are Jericho and Malenko. On the outside, however, there was a nice facebuster counter by Johnny Gargano. In the ring, look at that. There's a surfboard stretch by Malenko, and he does a great job to get out of it as well. Jericho, though, able to keep his way out of it and make sure that he's back up to his feet and at a neutral ground with the Iceman. Gargano and Styles having quite a back and forth right now from the start. Oh, that was a harsh looking elbow. Pele kick by Styles. What a Pele it was as well. Absolutely planted that one down on Johnny Wrestling. And here goes AJ Styles, and looking to perhaps have his way with Gargano. Pump handle gutbuster by the Phenomenal One. And here comes this Phenomenal Blitz once more, this time on the inside by AJ Styles. Now Gargano goes down. And we're seeing a distinct lack of, an attempt to try and put this match to bed is what we're seeing. They're just going for moves right now in the attempt to wear out their opponent. And to be fair, it's working out quite well. Is Jericho trying to tell Malenko to get back up to his feet here in this moment. Malenko there with a nice neck breaker. Johnny Gargano with a nice suplex there. And there's that arm breaker once more by by Dean Malenko, even broken up again. Well, broken up this time by Johnny Gargano. To the outside goes Jericho and Malenko. That was a very nicely done, very nicely hit neck breaker by AJ Styles, who's going to roll through for the calf crusher here. The calf crusher on Gargano. Can he try and put him away? Jericho runs into the ring. He does a good job of splitting that one up and looks to have a bit of the phenomenal one to himself now, maybe. Jericho has him up in place. Oh, what a powerbomb that was by Y2J. As Dean Malenko here is going to look to fly. Will this one pay off for the Iceman? It will not. He misses his target, and AJ Styles goes right back to targeting Johnny Wrestling. Single underhook brainbuster there. What a move by AJ Styles, and Chris Jericho right now has Dean Malenko right where he wants him. Right in trouble for the walls of Jericho. Has it stitched in deep there, but Malenko does a great job of fighting out of it. Meanwhile, on the apron, AJ Styles warming up for Gargano. The phenomenal forearm in between the shot of Chris Jericho's ass. Look at Dean Malenko's strength as he hits that roll through German suplex, but the cover, AJ Styles snuck through there and secured the victory in that incredibly fast-paced fatal four-way match. AJ Styles is your winner. And as a result of that, AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels will compete against Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman for the ECW Tag Team titles at Anarchy Rules. It's Wyatt! Here's Wyatt! Bray Wyatt from out of the shadows, essentially, has jumped the winner of this one. AJ Styles is in a key trouble right now. Bray Wyatt waited no time to leave his effect, to leave a mark on the Phenomenal One. AJ Styles was soaking in the win as he deserved to do just so, but Bray Wyatt has looked to bring an immense stop to that one as quickly as possible. Now, Sister Abigail from Bray. And Bray Wyatt once more, the Eater of Worlds, able to play those sadistic games and appear seemingly out of thin air. Dropping down AJ Styles there with the Sister Abigail, but Bray Wyatt is not focusing on that. He is not really finding much of a threat to Styles or Michaels. And of course he is leaning on the monster among men to help him out in that regard. Bray Wyatt once again just batting down the threat, batting down whatever kind of problem there may be, batting down the worry, I suppose, as you could say, in regards to AJ Styles, Shawn Michaels and Dean Ambrose and even Tetsuya Naito, claiming the Wyatt family are unstoppable and they are on the road to destruction. They're on a warpath to prove that the Wyatt family is the greatest and that no one can prevent them from claiming greatness. Bray Wyatt already feeling rather confident in what he wants to do right now. What he wants to get underway right now is his match with Naito. Well, fair play. It's actually nice to see Bray Wyatt showing up for a fight for a change, as opposed to just kind of turning his back on it and refusing, or rather sending Braun Strowman out, I guess, to do battle for him. And here comes, anyway, one of the men in that triple threat match, one of the men who will fight almost a protege of Bray Wyatt, I guess you could say, Aleister Black. At Anarchy Rules, Tetsuya Naito, who of course celebrated that huge victory over Dean Ambrose last week and looked to try and close in another heel, looked to try and claim another win over a former television champion and Bray Wyatt. Of course, Wyatt now fully aware that at Anarchy Rules he will be fighting AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels for the ECW Tag Team titles, but of course, as we just saw, that's irrelevant to Bray Wyatt. He pays no state of mind to it, and instead his focus is much rather on just proving that the Wyatt family is unstoppable. The Wyatt family, when they set their mind on a goal, can achieve it. And if they're able to do that coming out of Anarchy Rules, then my worry is, could they do that to Seth Rollins? My mind and my gut are telling me no, but there's that little bit to me that just thinks maybe they could. Maybe they do have what it takes. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. Maybe I'm just a little bit too worried about how perfect ECW is right now, all crumbling to an end again. But that cancer is gone. It has been rid of by the Savior. And we can focus on how ECW is the place where you come to for the greatest competitors in the world, for the greatest wrestling in the world. To see the absolute best of the best. And the best of the best is 100%, undoubtedly, the ECW champion Seth Rollins, who we are just one match away from seeing for the first time in action since SummerSlam, since that almost 40-minute long, incredible artwork that was his match with Diamond Dallas Page, carried Page to the match of his life, and carried Page to what I hope is the final match of his life as well. But we focus back on this matchup right now, and truth be told, Bray Wyatt is doing a good job here of keeping Naito down early on. You'd expect a little bit better from this man, former IWGP champion, of course, back in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But here goes Naito now, maybe, using his power there. Pound for pound strength being demonstrated as he hit that electric chair powerbomb. Kick out of two, kick out of one even, I think, was it? From Bray Wyatt, but that's not going to stop Naito here from continuing on with the offense. Props him up on the ropes for the twisting neck breaker there. Of course, Naito is going to want to try and close in on victory as soon as possible in this one, to perhaps not only, you know, try and make sure that he doesn't have a level of fatigue or maybe even a level of injury heading into Anarchy Rules, but also to make sure that he can avoid perhaps a Wyatt family attack from Strowman, Black, anyone like that, you know, just to make sure that he can stay safe. Wyatt from the top rope there, coming down hard on Tetsuya Naito. Didn't think I would have been seeing that from the Eater of Wills, but he nails it, and he nails the follow-up sent on. Bray Wyatt here doing his very best to leave Tetsuya Naito in a world of trouble. And here comes the infamous spider walk of Wyatt. Tetsuya Naito in a world of trouble. The kiss of death, and Sister Abigail follows suit. The cover on Naito. And oh, very nearly a 3 count there. But Tetsuya Naito able to kick out of it at the last moment. He needs to get something going here. He needs to get something going fast if he wants to prove that he deserves to be in that television championship matchup. Oh, look at Naito go here. A little bit of wearing down. We see this a lot from Randy Orton. But Naito bringing it to the table here. Absolutely fair enough for him. It is a very good move, and it weighs down all the key elements of the body, all the key limbs. What's Naito going to go for here? It's going to be that Koji clutch. He made Ambrose tap out to this. No, he didn't. He didn't make Ambrose tap out to this last week. But it certainly helped, I think, in getting towards that submission. Oh, what an elbow by Bray Wyatt, though. But since that Sister Abigail, Tetsuya Naito has been going all out, really, in his attempt to try and get the victory. Wyatt jumps into the cover here, trying to put away Naito again, but it's only the 1 count that he will secure. Naito is a little bit too hungry right now. Wyatt just almost stared Naito in the face, and you can see that he's clearly having some kind of weigh down effect on Tetsuya Naito, but he ain't giving up here. Bray Wyatt and Naito are kind of fighting to the death right now. Just back and forth, hard-hitting blows between the two men. Naito once more countered by Wyatt, who drills a hard elbow into the skull. Oh, what a knee in the gut there by Tetsuya Naito. What can he hope for here? He's going to turn him around and he's going to hit it. Destino by Tetsuya Naito. Brings him down with all of his strength. And nailed it down on Wyatt. Will he put him away with it to boot? Oh, he nearly did. So close to getting that win. But look at how Wyatt's able to keep going here. But Naito hopped right up to his feet there as if it was no problem for him. Tetsuya Naito, I don't know where he finds this within him, but it is amazing to see this being brought out within him. Could he force the Eater of Wills now to submit? That would be huge if he could do that. Wyatt caught in that Koji clutch once more with nowhere to go. Oh, he's out of it. He's safe. Bray Wyatt almost on the clutches of defeat there. Oh, very nearly could have brought victory into his behalf. Naito again with another Koji clutch. He is desperate to make Wyatt submit, but he lets go of that one in his own accord, really. He'll go up to the top rope here, and oh, the Stardust Press! Corkscrew moonsault! Take a look at that one. Beautiful maneuver there by Naito, and that could well put this one to bed. 2 and 3. No, still he can't. I'm as surprised as well, but look at how Naito stays on the game plan, stays on the target, and another Stardust Press. Almost suffered a huge defeat from that Sister Abigail, but bounced right back and turned this into a great victory for Naito. There's the 3 count. There's the win. Wow. What a comeback by Tetsuya Naito. What a victory. And a message well sent to Dean Ambrose and to Aleister Black. And it is a message that Ambrose has received loud and clear and wants to respond with. The lunatic fringe seemingly appearing out of nowhere. Out of thin air jumps Ambrose. Clearly that loss last week has frustrated Dean Ambrose, and he's going to make Naito pay for it. Ambrose with that elbow drop from the top there, and these two fighting, it just makes life better really for the Wyatt family. Makes life better for Aleister Black. There's less work for him to do. His challengers are too busy fighting one another to focus on the common goal they share. The need to win that title. These two men now just kind of engaging in almost a barroom brawl really. Nothing more can be said about it. Neckbreaker there by Ambrose. Naito, after being through that grueling affair with Dean Ambrose, seemed to have little more to give. Well, Ambrose has certainly sent a message there to Naito and Black that he is not taking anyone sitting down, heading it. Oh, I thought something worse was going to happen, but they're there on the top of the stage. The entire Wyatt family in full force, including the television champion Aleister Black. Dean Ambrose wants nothing more than to have another round of them, than to engage in a fight with them once more. But an almost sarcastic nature from the Wyatt family as they stand on the apron, as they stand on the top of the stage, looking down at Ambrose. Dean Ambrose will get his time to get his revenge on Aleister Black, but as for right now, the lunatic can soak in the fact that he has left his mark on Tetsuya Naito. And you can see there just kind of how weird it is with the Wyatt family. They almost, the way they were standing there staring at Ambrose, they were almost mocking him essentially. Both him and Naito at the same time for being so keen to fight one another all the time, for being so keen to lock horns with one another, when really the one they should be paying attention to is Aleister Black. But that's just how the cookie crumbles with Ambrose and Naito, I guess. They're too focused on their own business to focus on the main task at hand. But Bray Wyatt certainly enjoyed watching that one, as did Braun Strowman. And of course their attention now turns to AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels for those tag team titles. The Anarchy rules. But here comes a man who has been very much centered on proving that he's the king of ECW and that no one can stop this man. Neville, his disappointment almost raging recently in the fact that he doesn't get what he believes he deserves. Well, here's the great opportunity for Neville to prove himself. If he wants to show that he deserves to be the king of ECW, to be taken as a main event talent, then why not prove himself against the main event talent, the three-time ECW champion and the savior of this very brand itself, the architect, Seth Rollins. This man up in the ring for the first time since his grueling 3 stages of hell match against Diamond Dallas Page at SummerSlam, where he made DDP stay down for the 10 count, won the ECW championship for a record-setting 3rd time, and proved that no one plays the game of human chess better than Seth Rollins. Diamond Dallas Page waved goodbye to ECW, and we honored in the hello of the Architect's era. Seth Rollins and myself, our quest to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim ECW is well and truly a success. It is not complete, but it is a success. And we are honing in on reaching that success very, very soon. Trust me on that. But as for right now, Rollins has got business to attend to. If you want to disrespect the general manager, if you want to disrespect Seth Rollins, then try and do it to his face. That is your challenge here tonight, Neville. Last against the ECW champion, and prove to us all that you are a very credible threat. And I believe you, Neville. You've got the assets to prove it. 2-time Cruiserweight champion, 2-time ECW television champion, ECW tag team champion. You've done so much in this universe, Neville, but your mouth is cashing a check that your body just, it cannot cope with. You are cashing a check that you cannot pay for by attempting to deface and trying to defame the great Seth Rollins. You should have thought in hindsight to this, Neville, because what you've done essentially is you have caused great problems for yourself in your attempt to try and get a 15-minute of fame. To try and get that spotlight on you for a moment. Just like Diamond Dallas Page tried for so long, hogging the spotlight of Seth Rollins. But when Seth Rollins wanted it to be his, when Seth Rollins wanted the prime focus to be on his, as it should always be, he made sure he went to business, and he made sure his business was a success. And that is exactly what's going to happen to you here right now in this main event, Neville. I have no doubt that you will fight. I have no doubt that you're a great competitor. I mean, that's why you're the Cruiserweight Champion after all. But Seth Rollins is above and beyond. He is just simply better than you. And I don't mean that as disrespect. I just mean it as the truth. Neville, anyway, right now, giving all of his strength right there. Great Northern Light suplex, to be fair. Very nicely done bridge. Rollins could have well been defeated there by a move that Roddy Strong used to pick up a win with earlier in the night. But not to be. Here goes Neville now. Look at his speed being executed as he hits the Hurricanrana. Seth Rollins didn't really know how to combat with that one. And Neville now, despite all the disrespect that he's been shown, despite all the hatred towards him as of late, he's got a little bit of a following here with this crowd, trying to get behind the underdog, I assume, as, to be fair, that is always that feel-good aspect, but there is a time when you try and get that feel-good aspect going, and there is a time when reality sets in, and this is reality letting its work shine. Seth Rollins there with the Avara Kedavra, but Neville does not stay down. The king of the cruiserweight standing tall as he tries to pick up this huge win over Seth Rollins. Neville for the first, and I highly doubt the last time in this match, we're going to take it up to the top rope here. What will we see? Oh, a Phoenix Splash! A move that has become synonymous with Seth Rollins. Neville hits one of his own, and it was a pretty damn good one as well. And one from the middle rope as well. And he goes for another cover, desperate to try and beat Rollins here in the main event. Rollins kicks out at 2 again. That was a very entertaining string of moves, and look at Neville going here, corkscrew moonsault. He has given Seth Rollins everything right now. Didn't think we'd be seeing this from Neville, to be fair. Just kind of all exploded with offense in one swift movement, but in one swift movement, it comes to an end. Architects, annihilation. Thank you very much for coming. 2 and 3. Seth Rollins, in a brisk move, puts it away, seals this match, ties a bow, puts it on top, and gives you your just dues. Well done, Neville. You fought. You did a better job than what most of the ECW roster could have done, but you did exactly what all of the ECW roster shall do, and that is fall to the great Seth Rollins. And with that being said, let's let the great Rollins speak, because it seems as if he's got something he wants to say. And Rollins essentially reiterating what I just said right there. One swift movement, it all comes to an end. No one is better than Seth Rollins, and tonight he just let Roddy Strong be reminded of that. He may well have fought his hardest to get that #1 contendership, but that's the closest he will ever come to gracing his hands on the ECW Championship and to sharing the ring with greatness. And Rollins finishing his statement off by just reminding everyone, in case you forgot what happened at SummerSlam, allow him to remind you, he saved this roster from its own death. He saved this brand from its death. And to those who think that they can try and prevent that, to those who think they can try and stop Seth Rollins from holding that ECW Championship, best of luck. Many have tried, many have failed. Roddy Strong is just another name on that list. Another person who comes close, but realizes they are nothing in comparison to greatness. Seth Rollins ends ECW with a smirk on his face, as he should well do, because we all know Rollins, he is the man of ECW, and he is the man that everyone should look up to. And after ECW, after Anarchy Rules, we all know that once more we will be looking up to Seth Rollins and applauding him on a successful title defense over Roderick Strong. You'll come close, mate. You'll come close, but it just won't be enough. Seth Rollins is the greatest, and we all know that. Then, now, forever, past, present, future, no one compares to Seth Rollins, and no one will compare to Seth Rollins. I'll end this episode, Universe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.